And welcome to another edition of Enfield Today. My name is John Fox, and I'm your host. This week we have a great show for you. We've got people from the Chamber of Commerce here to talk about the upcoming home show at the end of March. As we're shifting from winter to spring, it's time to start thinking about all those outdoor activities and projects you've been wanting to get done around the house. And this is a great opportunity for you. You're going to learn quite a bit about the home show. The vendors, you're going to learn about the Chamber of Commerce. I don't think a lot of us have great experience with the Chamber, and so this is going to be a tremendous show for you. And I want to say thanks for tuning in every week. You know, this is, I believe, our 10th episode or in that area, and we get a lot of great support from the community. A lot of people enjoy the information we present here every week with the help of our volunteers. So let me introduce our guests to the show. To my left is Gary Cody, who is the
chairman.
The
chairman of the show.
The chairman of the Chamber of Commerce, and to his left is
Bob Saunders. He's my co-chair for the home show.
Bob Saunders, who is the co-chair for the home show. And you guys have to speak up a little bit. Just warning you, I don't know how well these little microphones. And last but not least, we have
Mark Marshall, and I'm the Customer Relations Manager at Gill Toyota in Enfield.
And he's also another chamber member. So starting with you, what would you like people to know, I guess, about the chamber, first of all, and what you do in the community?
Well, the chamber for me was a great networking asset. I've been with the chamber 27 years now, and over the years I learned all about networking through the chamber to the point where I literally have not advertised my business for about 20 years because I joined the chamber, I get involved in the different events that go on, and I meet people, and we network.
Right.
And I get business in that fashion.
What is your business exactly? I see you have hangman, wallpaper, and paint. That's probably a good indicator that,
yeah, pretty much.
If you have wallpaper and paint that needs to be done, they would call you in.
That would be me, yeah.
And that's not easy. A lot of people still putting up wallpaper. Is that?
Well, not so much the youth of the world today, but some of the older folks that do appreciate it more,
Yeah.
And I've been successful with it, so I'm still going.
Yeah, and then I'll just say this too about wallpaper. There is a right way and a wrong way to do this, and I had a friend who was a do-it-yourselfer, and so he took the wallpaper. He was going to surprise his wife, who was gone for the weekend, put it all up, and she came in and she goes, "It's upside down."
Well, that does happen,
so.
and there's in that thought, I advertise myself sometimes in network situations that I am the hangman, wallpaper and paint, and I specialize in wallpaper and marriage counseling. Because there are those couples who attempt to do it on their own, and it can be tough.
I wonder if choosing wallpaper is actually easier than choosing paint colors, because if I redo a room in my house, I've got swatches all over the place, and I almost feel like if I had a wallpaper to choose, it to me, I mean, how many different types of wallpaper are you going to go with? But there is the border thing and all of that.
It's about equal.
Oh, is it?
Pick and paint and paper,
yeah.
Yeah.
And you remove old wallpaper, too.
Yes, absolutely.
I rented a steam machine. That's a messy job.
And a waste of time.
And a waste of time. You wind up with glue everywhere. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
And if you join the chamber, this is somebody you would talk to, and you would learn about these things that he's doing. That's tremendous. You, sir, you are a surveyor, and what else was it?
Yeah, I work with a civil engineering firm, J.R. Russo and Associates. We're in East Windsor, Connecticut. We work all around the area. And I joined the chamber about 8 years ago, and I didn't know anybody in the Enfield area. And after 8 years now, I know hundreds of people in the community. So it's been a great way to learn about the community and to get involved with it, and I get a lot of reward about helping other people in the community.
Right, and one of the big things about being in the chamber is a lot of times there's leadership roles that you guys can take and sort of help the chamber be more successful. And so you're a co-chair of the home show, which means you really want it to be successful for all the vendors, for all the people in town that come down and enjoy this. And how many years have you been the co-chair now?
I've been co-chair 5 years now, and I just actually been indicted as the president of the chamber as well.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I got pushed right up to the top.
That's tremendous. That's good for you. Yeah, that's really good. And that's the whole thing. I mean,
It's a lot of fun.
yeah, and you get to know everybody, and it isn't just about business. I think you become friends with the other chamber members, and that's really nice.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And last but not least, on my far left is Mr. Mark Marshall.
We joined the chamber last year and got involved in the home show last year. At Gill Toyota, we feel that it's important to get out and get into the community and not just necessarily wait for people to come to you, but for you to get out. And like Bob said, it is a networking thing for us as well. We want to get to places where people can earn our trust, and hopefully we can earn their business. And we feel that we can't always do that by waiting for them to come into our door. You can have a great website, you can advertise all that you want, but it's so important to get out in events like the home show and participate in them. Your folks that have service done and have bought cars from you, they come and visit. They like to see you out in the community, and we get new people that want to come and take a look at the product. And
Sure.
so we think it's a great opportunity to get out and participate in these events. And these folks are really nice to work with, make it very easy for us to do it. And as a member of the chamber, we feel kind of obligated to get out and participate in the events that they sponsor.
Yeah, that's tremendous too. And Gale Toyota, that's got to be a 40-year institution or more. I mean, I can't remember the last time. I haven't looked at either a church bulletin or something and not seen a Gale Toyota or a high school yearbook or something. And if you look at old pictures of Enfield, there's Gale is figured in there somewhere.
1969.
1969. So that's 47 years. For that dealership, and they are a big part of this community.
I remember them on the corner of Route 5 and Elm Street.
That's right,
Yeah.
where they used to be.
Yeah, that's right. And in fact, I have an old home video of a parade that I always say I'm going to put on Facebook, but it shows like the police department when it was probably Red Edgar and 3 or 4 cops. I mean, it was really small. They had one cruiser, and now we've got 100 police. But and they go right by the Gale Toyota. And I was going to say that too because. I think there was some sort of a bakery or something there. It wasn't Klug's, but anyway, going back. Yeah. And anyway, to your point, I think it is great. I know that one of the benefits of this home show is to create money for the scholarship fund, right? Is that
the money that we're going to be collecting at the door? It will be going towards the scholarship fund for Enfield Scholarship Fund.
Oh, well, it was Summers in East Windsor and Suffield as well.
Also the other 4 towns.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
All 4 towns.
Summers, 4 towns.
Yeah. Well, we'd love to have it all go to Enfield.
Yeah,
but
right.
Well, that would be nice, but no,
that's true.
wouldn't be right.
So, and then you know what? Every bit helps. I'm on the Education Foundation in Enfield, and we have I think it's $1,500 or $1,000 that we give away in scholarships, and we get letters from the students, and they really try and present a case for themselves to get this. It's the scholarships are very important. Anything. So if we get a lot of people to come down to the home show, please know that your money is actually going to go toward helping students in the 4 towns that the North Connecticut Chamber of Commerce serves. So let's run through some of the pictures of former home show events. I think you guys brought a few, and we can even start off with the poster talking about the event, if you have that one, Chris. And there it is. So that's the main.
That's one of our advertisements. There were flyers that we're putting out there. You may see them in your bank. You may see them in a grocery store. Basically, it just announces the show and the dates and the location. And on there, we have trying to highlight the fact that we have a larger family fun zone, which is going to have bounce houses, and Lego's going to be there with their Batman figurine. Kids will be able to build things with Legos. Hopefully we have some celebrities there for autographs, and we're talking about some former Patriot players.
Oh, really?
Wolfpack is supposed to be there. The Yard Goats, help me out, Bob, on who's there. Falcons, and like I said, a couple
Thunderbirds,
of
yeah.
That's pretty
Thunderbirds, yeah.
cool, you know.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of that's we attribute to our director, who's been at this now since 2 weeks before last year's show, and he jumped right in with us, and he's got a lot of great ideas, and he's bringing this right along. So great asset.
You got to have a good director, and it's just the whole foundation for a good chamber is an energetic. Go back to that picture you just had up. We were talking. I just want to go back to one and take a look, Chris, if you could just go back to some of the home show shots. So you have the booths up. Now this year it's at the Walmart. Last year it was at Walmart, and so this looks like a really great space for them. They've got enough room there for 200 vendors, and they're looking for a few more. So there's plenty of spaces, and lots and lots of room to spread out. This is Rich's oil service.
Rich's oil there, yeah.
You know what's great about Rich's is I went to the home show, and they'll come out to your house and do an energy audit, I believe. They'll also give you ideas for the cost for a new furnace.
Sure.
And at the time I was looking at doing a mini split thing for air conditioning in a Cape. Many of the houses in Enfield, or maybe even the surrounding towns, are made by Star.
Right.
And so if you have a Cape, you've got some challenges to air conditioning and whatnot. If you don't have, I guess if you have the hot water baseboard thing, you have to rig something up. So Rich's came out and they did the estimate for me, and it was very reasonable.
Yep.
And that's another long time business in the area.
Well, he's been around forever, very good, and he's a staple in the show as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and what's really great too is usually these booths have something interactive, and you go and you look at it, something with a light bulb in it, and I guess there's some reason for it, or they show something related to energy. Who are some of the other vendors that you have this year?
Well, I mean, we have it's quite a wide range. Like I said, anywhere from finance companies to insurance companies to oil burners, and as they call them, furnaces and toilets, and we got, let's see, car dealers, of course, and a lot of sole proprietors will come in. Carpet companies as well. It runs the whole gamut.
And these are all licensed professionals.
Absolutely.
That's one of the great things about the chamber is if they're coming into the chamber, I'm not going to say they're vetted, but I would imagine they have a reputation that's cemented at least for more than a couple of years. And
we know a lot of the vendors at this point and doing it for a number of years. But when we have somebody new, they do get a certain amount of scrutiny to make sure that if they're advertising a service, that they're physically licensed to do that sort of thing. We kind of make sure those things happen.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have raffles and giveaways, and that's another thing about the show. We have grand prizes that we raffle off with the entrance tickets. Yeah. And a lot of the vendors, we ask them to donate a raffle prize. We have a raffle area, and we usually end up with about 30 different raffles where you put the tickets in the buckets, and so those are usually donated by our vendors. And
right.
That works out well too.
What's important for people to realize when they see an advertisement for somebody that's a home remodeler or a bathroom person or whatever that says free estimates, you might think, well, sure they're going to give you free estimates. That's part of the industry. That's something that's sort of unique to Connecticut, and that I've heard in Massachusetts they actually do have to pay a fee to have somebody come out and do this, and with good reason. You don't want to come out, give somebody a full quote, and spend all that time and have them just take it to their buddy down the street. So if you have a free estimate, you really should consider it in good faith that this person is taking the time to come out and give you a legitimate estimate.
Exactly.
And the insurance end of it. There's a lot of opportunities at a home show to actually save money. Because if you wait till the water's leaking through the pipes or through the floor or through the ceiling because your roof is bad and everything else,
it might be a little late though.
It might be a little late. It's going to cost you a fortune. It's much better to be proactive. Come down to the home show and talk to the roofer or talk to the bank about how much it would cost to maybe get a very nice loan. And
a lot of the vendors do run show specials. 10% off if you book a job for windows and so on and so forth. And they all do it. They want to see their business come in, and they do rather well.
Yeah,
they do well. I get contractors who tell me that they're getting at least 30 to 40 leads, and for the majority of them are qualified. you know.
Yeah.
And being a local show, they don't have to worry about getting leads down in New London. Like if you were in the Hartford show, you could have to go anywhere in the state.
Right.
This is local enough where it keeps them in the 4 towns, you know, and that works well. They like that.
Yeah, and isn't that the truth? You know, you find somebody you're helping out, a local company.
Right.
You know, you're the whole time frame, the lead time into doing a project. That's important to consider. And if you find a great person on the south end of the state, you better figure you're losing an hour or so of time they could be working on your house versus someone who's in the same neighborhood coming over and getting to work right away and finishing that job in a timely fashion.
Yeah.
And so, and isn't it interesting that these home shows, they all seem to come right around tax time when we're all getting our tax refunds back.
You don't think that's planned?
Yeah, I wonder if that is planned. It's not just the weather, is it? Because I tell you, I mean, it's nice to dream, like, hey, we're halfway to a new driveway, let's just go see what a loan would cost. And you mentioned insurance companies too. That's actually where I work, is in the insurance field. I do life insurance and business employee related type insurance. But when it comes to property and casualty, it's so important for people to know that you should go and shop around. And if you get a quote this year for your renewal, I've already experienced this. It seems like it went up $400. I didn't have any tickets. I don't know why it would go up. You actually have to go and shop around every year and try to get the best rates. So you come down to a home show like this, you might actually make some inroads toward getting a lower cost insurance for your car or your home.
And you'll have options. There's usually, 3 or 4 of the same type of business that you can scout out and all in one place, which is nice.
Yeah. Hey, we got about 11 minutes left, 10 minutes left. Let's talk about the chamber. I was a member of the North Central Connecticut Chamber years ago. I mean, probably like 10 years ago or more. And then I joined West Hartford and a few others. And they're all great. And, it's just, when we talk about networking, the first thing I learned was you're not going to a chamber event. If you're a small business owner in the town or in this area, you're going down there not to meet a potential customer. You're there to meet someone who knows 3 or 4 other people who could use your services.
Right.
And just now that I know you from sitting here, it's simple for me to say, right? Hey, you know what? Call the hangman. He'll come down. He'll do your wallpaper for you. I'm not sure I've ever had anybody ask me for a civil engineer. I had a civil engineer as a roommate in college, but that's important stuff related to all of the drainage or anything on your property, I'm guessing, or expanding your house or doing something like that. And
the other thing about when you go to a networking event, it's you're going there to actually help people, because you may know somebody that needs them. So if you make that connection, now you've got 2 friends and you've helped out 2 people. So it's not really what it's about me. It's really about other people.
One of the things that I will always tell people when they ask me about the chamber, it's a great networking tool if you want to grow your business. But you can't join the chamber, sit back and expect the business to come to you. You have to get involved with all the different, not all of them, but with some of the activities that go on, and you get to meet people. I mean, that's how I met Bob. I mean, and we hit it off, and we became co-chairs on the show, and we kind of equal each other out, things, and you got to put a little into it,
It's like Gale Toyota has been really stepping up.
Yeah, we have several people at Gale Toyota that participate in the events. Like 2 of them are going to a network lunch tomorrow. We all 4 can't go to every single event because we have different hours and people have to stay at the job to do our job, right? So we split up the duties, if you will, and we try to participate in as many of the things that we can. The other key thing is the membership directory that you get when you become a member. When you have a local need for something, you can always go to the membership directory and look to see if there's a firm within the chamber that offers that, and it gives you a good starting place instead of just going right up onto the internet,
Yeah, that's true. Have we been showing the graphic with the website? On the bottom, Chris, I don't know if we have that, but to go to that directory, you just go to the website. And I've gone to it before. Do you guys have the website for the chamber? So you go on there, and let's say you're looking for a plumber, and it's going to be listed right there.
Yeah, it's right there on the website.
Or an electrician, or Gale Toyota, or any of the members. There it is.
There it is. Yep.
NCCC4Cs.org,
Yep.
and there is a booklet that comes out.
Yep.
And I remember looking through that as well. That's another great thing. A lot of people don't realize one of the most fun things is the after-hours events. I've been to many of these, and you just go and you have some cheese, some wine, and crackers.
And hand out your business cards.
And hand out your business cards, sure. Do you have any other events? Like, do you guys do golf tournaments, or is that?
Yeah, we do golf tournaments. It's going to be, I think, in May this year. We're going to do it a little earlier than we have been in June. We also have a business symposium, which is a educational event in October, and we have a breakfast coming up in April 11th. It's on social media. And so we have some experts that are coming in, and people are going to get on their smartphones, and we're going to show them some tricks on Facebook and Twitter.
If you're a small business and you don't have like someone you can go out and hire as a professional, I recommend these breakfasts because I've learned about LinkedIn through those breakfasts. There's always a topic, and you go down and you're like, okay, that's why LinkedIn is important, because they have someone that actually specializes in the social media. Is huge these days,
and it's always changing, so you got to keep up all the time with it. It's just absolutely very difficult to keep up with.
If I can get one more plug in there about that website, if you go to the nccc.org, there are tabs there for events and so on and so forth. There'll be one there for events, which brings you to the home show site, and you click on that, and you can purchase your booth right through there with a credit card. And it'll bring up the floor plan. You go with your mouse over the booth if you want, click it, and follow the instructions, and you're in.
Yeah, and it's tax deductible if you're a business, right? And the return on investment.
Yeah, and we also we did very well last year. We're on the same path for nonprofits. They have a much more reduced price for their booths, so that's working out too. Yeah, it's all about community.
Yeah,
And the folks at the chamber were very helpful. I mean, we were in the show for the first time last year, and I mean, the things that we needed to have done, they were very cooperative, did everything to welcome us there. They come through, different times, making sure everything's good and you got everything that you need. Very, very accommodating. We felt very much at home there, and it was a great event. We really had a good time.
A lot of vendors do. They enjoy coming, And,
sure. And the traffic. I mean, as long as the traffic is coming through. I mean, let's face it. Where else are you going to go? And you're going to have firsthand access to so many different companies, and I'm sure a lot of them will have free candy. Usually, there's some kind of Hershey's Kisses, or
there's always something there. Believe me, I'll scout them out.
Well, let's talk about food now too. So there's actually, you said the
Pepper Mill Catering is going to be there supplying food for the show. That's good. He's recently, he joined the chamber last year, and absolutely excellent food.
Yeah.
And of course, we have a particular menu that you typically would see at this sort of event. But looking forward to that too.
Yeah, I think I've eaten quite a bit at the home shows. That's usually what I look for. Is it's just like going to the Big E.
Exactly.
You walk around, you have something to eat.
It's tradition. It's tradition.
Absolutely. And let's see. So this is going to air for a few weeks leading into the home show, which again is March 25th and 26th. Right. It's a Saturday and a Sunday, and then for businesses that are interested in joining the chamber, they should go to the website and click on that, sign in. The return on investment, certainly, if you find one customer out of it, it's going to be worth it.
It pays for itself.
It'll pay for itself. I mean, you figure for the couple $100 or whatever it is, you've got a lot of contact there. And then if you get one client, or, we always work on referrals in my line of work, so it's like, hopefully that one client might lead to 2 or 3 more clients. So if you have a small company and you'd like to just rev things up for the beginning of the year, you should seriously consider joining this.
Can I mention a couple of our sponsors?
Absolutely.
We have different levels of sponsorship, and we have our gold sponsors this year are KeyBank and USA Hauling, along with Sonny's Place. And then our silver sponsors are United Bank and Trentola. And they'll be coming down with a couple of Harleys, and from what I understand, the Trentola girls will be there, and they're going to help out at the door.
Yeah.
That's going to be good.
That's great. And Trentola's sort of specializing in motorcycle insurance, right?
Right.
And that's their whole thing.
That's
so.
something that you might want to come down for, because they're in July going to be raffling off a fully dressed Harley, and it's going to be at the show, and you can buy tickets.
Right. And I didn't mean to say insurance, but I just say they're involved with helping
Yeah,
motorcycle
absolutely.
riders these days.
Right.
You know, it's just so crazy out there. And I just drove back from Manhattan today. I got here a half an hour before the show. And, you know, it's just crazy. People, you know, they drive like maniacs, you know, and it's the other thing is they're going south. I mean, people must have been coming from the mountains or whatever, but you have a motorcycle, you're kind of packed in there. It's not a bad idea to talk to Trentolo if you need to. There was something else that you said that made me think of something else. It was one of the vendors. What was the other vendors? Was the banks?
Well, we have the Key Bank, United Bank. They're sponsored. A couple different levels of sponsorships there, and we have a lot of contributing sponsors as well.
Right. Okay. So now we're winding down to the last 2 minutes or so.
That went by
I hope you
pretty
guys
fast.
have enjoyed yourself. Is there anything else you'd like to throw out there before we call it a show? Or
Well, it's a great time to join the chamber because we do have a young, dynamic executive director. If anybody ever has any questions, if they're thinking about joining the chamber, they can go on the website, get Mike, get our phone number, and call Mike, and he'll answer your questions.
Very good. He's
And
very good.
you'll really be happy that you joined.
sure. Yeah, and it covers 4 or 5 towns. So
It's Enfield, East Windsor, Summers, and Suffield. And I mean, we go beyond. You know, that's
and the office is now located at the Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn. Yes.
Right, and
Yep.
so that's a good place to go. And so anyway, thanks for coming down. We really appreciate all of you guys coming down, and you know, we look forward to joining the chamber if we're a business owner in town.
Right.
And hopefully we'll have. Is it better if you have great weather or kind of bad weather?
We want a little bit of a drizzly kind of
Yeah.
day, so people
right.
can't work in the yard, and yet they want to get out of the
We don't
house.
want it like it was this past weekend. We want somewhat
we've,
kind of.
We've had that before too. But,
Yeah.
no, it's just lousy weather is good.
Okay, so overcast
Yeah.
for March 25th, 26th.
Cool, yeah.
Then come on down with your kids and everything else. And it looks like I got about half a second left.
Well, thanks for having us. I mean,
Well,
this
yeah.
is
Really,
good.
it's a
Hopefully this
pleasure,
gives
John.
us the
Thank you.
kick that we need. You know,
Well,
to
yeah,
get them
thanks
out
for
there.
coming down. And, you know, I certainly enjoy my time with the chamber as well. So, you know.
Well, we'll do it again next year then.
All right, that sounds great.